The much anticipated 2.02 June update is finally here, and as usual the Tekken community still stands divided on the status of the game. This happens after every single update, and 2.02 is no different. Questions are still being asked. Are Namco just beating up a dead horse? Are these changes actually going to change the game in the future? Is this enough? Has the season 2 damage already been done? There are a lot of questions to be asked, and these are some of the topics I want to break down in this video. Okay, so before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to give a brief summary on the changes that have come to 2.02. So firstly, they focused on nerfing some, not all, but some of the characters' hit smash when it comes to tracking. So characters like Steve and Brian were hit by this nerf. Brian's hit smash had some pretty good tracking, actually still does to his right, and Steve's hit smash before this nerf was actually pretty much homing, brother. That shit tracked both sides. Now the nerf to Steve is pretty bad. Like when Steve whiffs his hit smash, oh my days, like this brother throws out everything on whiff, bro. Like you have enough time to go to Pornhub, rub one out real quick and come back, and this brother would still be in his hit smash, bro. Like it's just that bad. Now I do like the change of nerfing the tracking of hit smash overall, but what I don't understand is just why nerf some characters and leave other characters untouched. Characters like Clive still have homing hit smashes, so why wasn't he touched? And this is what's pissing a lot of people off. Like Namco have these opportunities to make some good changes. They just barely touch the surface of what's wrong with this game. With every single update just comes very slight nerfs or slight changes. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll save this part of when I start discussing about the changes to this update. But in general, this is an overall good change. But again, it's just not enough. There's so many characters that needed this change that also needed to be nerfed. Another change is to characters' hit abilities, so stuff like Devojin's Hell Sweep now consumes more hit. Laz's LE1 also consumes more hit. Asuka's Up Forward 1-2 consumes more hit. So this is aimed at reducing the oppressiveness of these overpowered moves in hit. And this as well has the same issue with the hit smash nerfs. They are only touching certain characters with these changes and not the entire roster. Like hit in general is super fucking strong, bro. It needs heavy nerfs. So why and how are you only going to touch a few characters and leave other characters untouched? Like, just doesn't make sense to me, at least. So this is something that's wrong with how Bandai do their balance updates or do these changes. They have the right idea, but they keep messing up on execution. So outside of these two big changes comes character individual nerfs. So characters like Claudio, who had a problematic forward 3-2, shit was a guard break. Plus 14 on guard break, we get a 3-2 war splat into war combo for maximum damage. Well, thankfully that move was nerfed. Goddamn annoying move to only plus 12 after guard break, but he can still get a war splat with 4-3. So it's still a super strong move, but however damage has been reduced as well. So the Claudio has to choose which move they're going to prioritize out in hit, because they love spamming the goddamn uppercut. Yeehaw. So now you have to be a bit more careful on which move you choose to prioritize whilst in hit. But of course, it's still a stupid move. It's still busted. Just guard breaks in general shouldn't be a thing. They could have left it with Fakumra, maybe to keep him at least unique. But like, yeah, this mechanic overall is just awful, bro. I don't think this should be a thing. Another character is Lars. Thankfully, again, Lars has been nerfed with down forward 113, last hit being unsafe at minus 12. I always say the last hit was too strong, should either be steppable or unsafe, and they chose to go with the route of making the move unsafe, which is another massive W. Running 1 has been nerfed to plus 4. I don't know how this shit was plus 7, bro. Like, that's just stupid, but it's still a homing move. It should not home, right? Super strong still, even after the nerfs. They still haven't touched his down 3-1 combo ender at the wall. Still does a shitload of unscaled damage. They also haven't nerfed his DE3 plus 4 in hit. It should not transition to stance whilst on block, as well as Lars still recovering hit when he moves, right? Like, that's still busted in my opinion. Now, this is just an example of what's wrong with this game. Outside of mechanics, like, balance is an issue. So you're gonna touch on some characters but not touch other characters. I'm like, what? How does that make sense? Characters are still going untouched, bro. King has survived another patch. Alyssa has survived another patch. Like, there's so many characters. I'm not throwing shades at King and Alyssa specifically, but there's so many characters that need nerfs in this game. So that's just a brief overall of what was changed in this particular update. Nothing major, but nothing, like, not underwhelming, but not major either way. It's just like meh, right? It's just like meh. Now, I do understand that they can't really make massive changes in the middle of a tour. We have a bunch of tournaments coming up. I think we have CEO next week as well. So I think Namco is holding on the trigger to not make massive changes to the game. They said July will come with massive balance updates, and hopefully this time around they actually implement some heavy nerfs to overall to this game, to these characters. Which brings me to the topic of discussion at hand for this video. The rate at which these updates are coming out, it just feels tiring. Like, every update that comes out is not satisfying. And what scares me is how many people are going to ride this wave, right? With every update they'll be like, but they didn't touch this character, they did not touch this system mechanic. Like, how long are people going to tolerate this shit? Like, boys, like, talk to your boy in the comments, boys. Like, how do you feel after this update? Like, a part of me just felt, bro, I just felt defeated. I think defeated is the word. Defeated. Like, yes, they are fixing the game. Season 2 did massive damage to the game, and that cannot be fixed in one major update. I think this is something we were all aware of when we saw how they messed up with Season 2. So most of these updates just feel like band-aid fixes, and yes, they'll have an effect for the long run, but like, the rate at which these changes are coming is very slow, and the changes are just not enough with all these updates, and that's what scares me. Like, people are just going to get fed up and tired of these changes. People, they just want hard-hitting patches, bro. Like, they want one major update, and they want Namco to just go crazy, bro. Nerfs everywhere, everyone getting hit getting fucking nerfed for the ages. Like, that is what's missing from all these changes that Bandai Namco is making. To put things into perspective, I have a close friend of mine who is a Hwoarang main, and what he tells me is like, bro, like, I'm just waiting for Tekken 9 at this point. So this made me think, like, okay, if he feels this way, then it's not just him. There must be a lot of people that think Namco are done with this game. Like, the game is cooked. Like, yes, it will be fixed eventually. By the time the game is fixed, most of people would have already left, right? We have VF6 coming, and like, at this rate, the rate at which these changes are coming, it's a very scary thought. Now, I don't want to have that mindset. I still want the game to be fixed. I have hope that the game will be fixed, but I won't lie, boys, with every single update, dude, I just lose a part of me. Like, a part of me just feels defeated every single time these updates come out. The updates, like, yes, the updates are good, don't get me wrong. The updates, they're doing the right thing, they're fixing the goddamn game. But like, the pacing, the rate, the speed at which they are removing these updates, and the amount of changes in the updates are not enough, considering the issues that are wrong with this game. There's just so many issues that need so many hard-hitting updates. So like, we have to wait until maybe what, Fakumram comes, is going to get like massive changes, hopefully, which I just think is, it's a scary thought, right? It's a scary thought. But like, I don't want to be a negative. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. Is Namco just beating up a dead horse? I don't think so. I think the game is heading in the right direction. The only scary factor is, will people stay around long enough to see the changes through? Like, will Tekken survive the player base? Will the player base still be around until then? We don't know. We just have to wait and see. Are these changes enough? Not at all. We need more. Everyone is saying we need more. It's not enough. So like, where does this leave me personally? How do I feel about the game, and how do I feel about this particular update? So first things first, I have gone back into ranked. I promise you guys that with the next update, if I see good changes, I might jump back on in the game, specifically on ranked, because I have been playing the game sparsely offline on the side. So yes, I have jumped back on ranked, and boys, let me be honest, I have not missed this. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to lie to you guys, I don't want to lie to myself, but man, I don't know what it is. I think it's just ranked on its own, the competitive nature of this game. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with the game in my opinion if you're playing it casually on the side, right? Having some beers, having some nachos with the boys, you know, rocking some Tekken. There's nothing wrong with that shit. But like ranked, bro, competitive, oh my days. Because there's a goal, right? You're grinding for the particular rank. So like that's the pressure of losing points, the feeling of losing points to some bullshit in this game is one of the worst I've ever experienced in fighting games. And I have played Marvel 3, so that is saying a lot, boys. That is saying a lot. It just feels so frustrating, right? Getting hit by a 60 damage hit smash by King into floor break. Like, do you know how that shit... Oh my lord. Like, guys, I'm sorry, but I am not touching ranked again. I will stick to playing offline with the boys, and I don't think I'm touching ranked again. Maybe I'll double like here and there, because I do get bored playing other games. Sometimes you can just play the same game over and over again, so I do switch up a bunch of games. So maybe like once in a full moon I will boot up ranked, but like, yeah, I am not touching ranked again, boys. I am sorry. Just offline with the boys, and that's it. But I still love the game. I obviously need to be knowledgeable of what's going on with the game as a content creator, what's happening with the character. So I will be playing the game, don't get me wrong. But ranked, yeah, nah, it's GG's for me, boys. It's GG's. And yeah, you won't be seeing any ranked gameplay from me, unfortunately, unless otherwise. That is a big otherwise. That's basically it, boys. The update is decent, but it's just not enough. These updates are not enough. We need a hard hitting patch to just tackle the core mechanics of what's wrong with this game, mainly the hit mechanic, all these plus free moves, all this ridiculous stuff, the damage stuff. But it's just not enough. All these updates we've been getting, the balance updates, emergency patch, they've been good, but like, it's just not enough. So is there a way to just focus on one massive balance update and just tackle everything? Or is Namco going to continue with this pace of small little updates every after 1 month, small little updates? And like, how does it affect the game? How will it affect the players? Because it seems there's a very methodical approach to how Bandai Namco is tackling this issue. It seems there's some sort of meetings, maybe they have to agree on certain stuff. Like, bro, I don't understand why it's just so difficult for Bandai Namco to just listen to player feedback and make changes accordingly. There is nothing wrong with that. That's what companies, especially Japanese companies, need to understand. Listen to player feedback. We are the ones spending hours on this game. We are the ones who are grinding for the fucking max rank in the game. There's nothing wrong with taking player feedback. Where are the surveys, right? We have taken a report for bugs and shit, but like, where are the surveys? Where are the dev interviews? I also cover Path of Exile too, and these guys actually take the time to sit with content creators, boys, like actual interviews with content creators, and just talk about the game, player frustrations, changes coming to the game, what needs to be done. But that's just not something you don't see with Japanese devs, and that scares me a lot because it's a scary thought. So I don't know how long this methodical approach will sustain the game, but again, it's a scary thought. We just have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. I know it's negative, but like, I can't help how I feel. Those are just my honest thoughts about the game. I still love it, it's still Tekken, but like, yeah, you won't catch me in ranked, boys, offline. I'll be there. So you let me know how you feel about this update. Let me know how you feel about these changes. What do you feel needs to be done to make the game in a good thing? Like, what will make Tekken 8 great, bro? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it will take a long time for this game to be stable. It's a scary thought. So let me know your thoughts, my boys, and let's just talk about it, boys. Let's just talk about it. Anyway, if you made this far, as usual, don't forget to that like button and subscribe. If you haven't, please help me get to 9k. I cover Tekken as usual and a bunch of RPG content, including Path of Exile too. So support your boy and join the Nemi gang. Anyway, GG my boys, and take care.